Mahila, I'm thinking, it might be a long night, but we'll be okay. It's no big deal. So the Heat film, right? Pretty crazy. The way that it all goes, but one character is a foil for another character, and a foil for another character, and a foil for another scenario. That's how that film goes. So basically, I'm kind of looking at the president in 24, or, the insurance guy, that it kind of starts with him. It's like, what are you proud of me for? And this isn't everyday tasks. This gets to the heart of the matter. This is Lost Brothers stuff, Jew stuff, heathen, Gentile, people that just love Jesus and aren't claws, and have the regular gravity, and people that have extreme gravity and everything. He kind of sets it off with, you know, like, is the job really what it's about? You know, that's really what he was saying. Whether it's a good job, a high paying job, or a low level job, is that what it's about? So he takes the deal with Robert De Niro, who is shown in a softer sense, and he gets killed in the car. Now, we showed with the car stuff, if you die by car accident, kind of, um, all the pieces are spread around, and it's kind of like the Dog Star or the It character, where you have to collect the pieces. So that's really what it is. Like, they're showing by that president character from 24 is really, he's really the It character that probably has the gravity. Like, he's the chosen one out of them. And he gets spread around. So the pieces had to be put together because he chose to dig into the ego of his girl and get the money, you know? So that's why he's dispersed everywhere now. Not I don't know about the actor himself. He may be, but hopefully all that has been taken care of by now. But then really, the whole part with Natalie Portman is showing the love with the healing and the Anaconda staff and Bo. That's what she's showing by going to the hotel and he had to rip the towels, Al Pacino. And they just kind of use her to show that, but they don't really go further into it. But they did have, you know, um, a good scene in the car, with the partner and everything. Whenever he picks up Natalie Portman, which is shown in the Swordfish film, they like, they're the same type of film. He was saying, "Hey, watch Swordfish to get the rest of the story." because they didn't want to make it awkward in the Heat film that the girl that he's with, he cares more about the daughter than the girl he's with. They didn't want to make it awkward. But really, that's what it is, because the 8 ball hemorrhages means the OCD. That's what that means. Because it's 8 ball, 8 ball, you know. Goes back to the first time I met the Ford, the Ford Dodge brothers, the the French Connection. It's the OCD. That was his main opponent in that film. That's Al Pacino's main opponent. And De Niro's is The Drowning. You know. So when Al Pacino goes down the stairs to go get De Niro from the hospital, he's really going to avenge and show his love for Natalie Portman, is really what that is, by hurrying down the stairs. You know? And they kind of use the girl that he's with to show that it's a hard thing, but they show her with the newspaper, like that she's out of it, that she's not. We've shown that um it's a hard thing. I don't like to get into it, but it's you know the newspaper is really like, the substitute and all that, which is shown by Venus, Venus the star, and it's Morning Star, and the overcomers get the Morning Star. So they show her as trying to get it, but like it's a hard thing, man. Like, she's going about it like she's not. I don't know. I don't even know how. It's hard to deal with someone that has OCD. Like, it's hard to know exactly what to say and do. You know, it really is. So it's not like Al Pacino's girl is bad or anything. It's not like that. It's just like, it's like they're using her to show, like, that she got with Ralph. Ralph means God's heel. Like, they're showing her as just the enmity of the Four Church, the Thyatira. They almost show it like Thyatira, like they just get the head wound, and that's it. They kind of show it like that. Like, I guess that might be to prompt it to, you know, stand up or something. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but, you know, um, and it doesn't mean me. It means like all these people that are in the industry because they all watch these films. The Town with Ben Affleck was based off Heat. They all know the stories. They know it way deeper than what I'm saying right now. They could talk about it for hours. I'm just going over the bits and pieces of it. So, and then to finish off, I mean, really, even though that the David Palmer from 24, even though he died, he was the foil for Kilmer to get saved by De Niro. You know, and it showed that even though Kilmer had fucked up in De Niro's mind by going to see his girl, it was like there was grace in it. There was mercy. You know, there was mercy there, and De Niro saved him. For that scene to, when the girl's on the balcony and all that, like it shows like that really shows how much De Niro cared about him. That because De Niro wanted him to get another chance. They're really they're the brotherly love there. De Niro and Kilmer. That's what that is. Like that's how it should be. And then, Tom Sizemore, like basically they show him like, well, he fucked up because he had everything set, and he could have not done it and been okay. And like really when he picks up the child, it shows that it's kind of like them in Hollywood saying like, no, like he's good too. He kind of stood as Michael. Even though they show it in an evil way, that's them saying like, no, man, like he's good. Like if you know the secrets of it. Now, I know it's a horrible thing that he does, but like, do you get what I'm saying? Like they show him as Michael. That's just their way of showing it in the scene. They do that sometimes where they'll just show it like, how can we connect the dots here? So, and then to end it, really, Danny Trejo is the other kind of 24 guy, because he's all about guilt. That was his whole thing. And that he had love for his girl so much that he couldn't live without her. And that he couldn't protect her. And that's what it shows with Al Pacino and Natalie Portman. Is that he couldn't protect her, but he could save her at least a little bit, and like he got he was able to use the flood to wipe off the flood to use it from his body for the good, That's what it shows. And Danny Trejo, his body gets destroyed. That's what they show. They show the opposite with him. He gets destroyed and he can't live without his girl. and he didn't want to let Robert De Niro down. He didn't want to let him down, you know. He lived by the code of it. It wasn't what they were doing being wrong. He lived by the code. Like he was like he's like someone that doesn't have a job and like but he lives by his law of what he's doing is going to matter. And then what does Danny Trejo say? You know, what does he say? You know, he gets the Waingro going, you know, which ends the whole thing. That ends it. The Waingro. And what's the Waingro? Well, the bottomless pit represents Don or Abaddon, and it means that there's more to the Bible. There's more to the story. And that's really what the whole movie's about, is that, hey, we're going to show you simply what happened, but there's more to our story here. There's more to it that you can pick up on. And that we have all these prophecies and everything. So it's Wayne GRO, you know, the enmity of it, that they wanted to block it. And Waingro is really the evil character throughout the whole movie. You know, and they want you to feel sorry for him. That's what they want. And Waingro, like, it's, you know, like he's the enmity of not, he's the Revelation 17 woman, kind of. Like not letting anything go by. Not letting anything get started. You know? And he's that whole thing with, you know, he lashes out with the women, like they show him in extreme fashion how you can be manipulated by that Canaan spirit and the smoke and everything, and how it can completely twist you into being a killer. That's what they show. And they use the porn for that. They use people, you know, going to parties and stuff, and people in the industry, like they use Starseed stuff and everything, the fashion, all that stuff. Not saying it's bad. It's not bad. It can just be used the wrong way. That's all. So, and that's Jezebel. That's what that is. He represents Jezebel. So, whenever De Niro takes him out, that's how he saved everything. That's how he saved it. But look what it took. He had to not be with his girl. You know? He had to not be with his girl because he trusted in mercy. He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to sit here and get everything going for my guys and set it all straight and right. But it's going to cost me not being with my girl, and it's going to cost me like losing my life because I believed in grace and mercy." He believed in Isaiah 51. He believed in Isaiah 51. You know? So that's really what it is, man. And like, you know, I get emotional watching that Trejo scene. And I get emotional watching the Palmer stuff. Like it you know, and really the good character too is also Jon Voight. You know, kind of Like he gives the information. He's like the Q. He's like the Q. And Kelso is a great character as well. Kelso shows how you got to go about it. How do you got to go about the information? You got to know how to look at it. You know, that's Kelso. And then with John Voight, he's like, John Voight kind of trusted that everything would work out. That was John Voight. He kind of trusted that they'd be all right. And they even throw Jeremy in there, right? They even throw Jeremy in there. So, what was that? Jeremy's in there because they take away the G. They take away the Bethlehem Ephrata that gets the G's out, and the fouls, like, if they don't get out, they're a foul. Some would say I'm a foul. I was supposed to leave with G Church, the hardcore distance trainers. I was supposed to leave with them back in 2012, 2013. So they throw in Jeremy in there to represent that. And he's like, take off your shirt, like, because that's all like Laodicea Church and even the Ephesus Church, That's what they were showing, that connection there. So, all right, thank you.